Hello and welcome to Triple MTV. I am about to bring you these breaking and shocking news. Now, it will be a rough ride for the presidency if the deputy president survives the removal. Welcome to Triple MTV. Kindly subscribe, comment, and turn on the notification bell to receive more updates and more breaking news from Triple MTV. Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua may find himself in a tight spot while carrying out his mandate as the principal assistant to the president if he survives impeachment. Should he fail to find favor in the Senate, Mr. Gachagua still has the courts as his last line of defense in his fight to remain in office. But assuming he lost in the Senate and got a reprieve from the courts, how would he relate with members of parliament and the Senate who would have declared he is unfit to hold office? How will he relate with some of his cabinet colleagues who have openly sided with his critics? And how about his boss, President William Ruto, who has maintained a studious silence even after his deputy blamed him for his woes? Two cabinet secretaries, Labour as Alfred Mutua and his environmental counterpart Aden Duale, have made comments bordering on support for the DP's ouster. Mr. Duale took a swipe at the DP on Monday, October 7, describing his defense in the media as unfortunate. Despite the show tonight, tomorrow we will know the truth in black and white. It is rather unfortunate that the person who became deputy president by virtue of being nominated by the president as his running mate is beating his chest that he was elected by 7.2 million Kenyans. Mr. Mutua has also spoken in support of Mr. Gachagua'S impeachment motion. The CS, who was personally present at the Machakos Social Hall during the public participation in the motion, supported Mr. Gachagua'S impeachment. Those elected should be able to serve all Kenyans. When I was elected as Machakos governor, I never said I won't take resources, water, roads, or schools in some parts of the country because they never voted for me. So to say that development in Kenya should be implemented according to vote share is totally brutality. At the same time, Secretary to the Cabinet, Mercy Wanjau, was among those lined up to testify against Mr. Gachagua. She was expected to give evidence in her capacity as the custodian of cabinet resolutions and policy positions. In her affidavit, Ms. Wanjau said that on April 30th, the cabinet adopted a resolution on the revitalization of Nairobi's rivers and flood mitigation and circulated it to relevant cabinet secretaries, principal secretaries, and government agencies, including the Office of the DP for implementation, the DP's Office and the CS for Interior, Environment, Public Health, National Treasury, and Lands. The Attorney General and relevant ministries, departments, and agencies were to take appropriate action. However, the DP defied the directive and on Monday said he could not preside over the demolition of people's homes and evictions, saying it was against the promise he had made to the people. If I am to be impeached for refusing to preside over the eviction of people, then so be it. On several occasions during Monday's media interview, Mr. Gachagua took swipes at his boss. For example, on the accusation of reprimanding the Director General of the National Intelligence Service, the DP said he was just learning from his boss, who during his tenure with Uhuru Kenyatta also attacked the Inspector General and Directorate of Criminal Investigations. The deputy president called for the resignation of the then Inspector General and Directorate of Criminal Investigations. I am just learning from my boss, Mr. Gachagua said. Asked on Monday whether the impeachment motion could be tabled in Parliament without the president's nod, Mr. Gachagua said it's true that it has his president's nod. Mr. Gachagua defended himself against accusations of being tribal when talking about shares in the Kenya Kwanza government, saying it was President Ruto who signed power sharing agreement with Prime CS Musalia Mudavadi, National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula, and his Senate counterpart Amason Kingi. I am accused of being tribal when I talk about sharing, but it is my boss, President Ruto, who signed power sharing agreements with Mudavadi, Wetangula, and Kingi. Mr. Gachagua also urged Parliament to focus on issues such as the planned lease of Jomo Kenyatta International Airport to Adani and corruption in the health sector. Tharaka MP George Murugara said it will be untenable for the DP to continue in office if he survived the impeachment motion. Where will he work? He cannot work with the president because he said this motion is sponsored by the president. We did not have a PG to take a common position. Rarieda MP Tindamolo said it was clear from the media interview the DP gave that he could no longer work with the president. If you can insubordinate the boss, then if one person has to go, it's the subordinate who has to go and not the boss. Mr. Wetangula criticized the DP for deciding to pursue his case in the media. Allow me to put it on record that the conduct was, to say the least, despicable and unconscionable in the light of the proceedings that were to commence in the House. Mtazamaji, continue subscribing to this channel as I bring you more news in from this your number one online news channel. Also comment, turn on the notification bell to receive more updates from Triple M TV, your number one online news channel.